Me when my ex-wife asked if I still loved, cherished and respected her as per our wedding vows.
No, I do not. And don't you ever say I did.
Me when my only other single friend tells me he's now got a girlfriend.
How could you? 11 years! And you betray me like this! Why? I've done so much for you! I hate you!
And me when the same friend comes to the pub and says he's not drinking alcohol anymore.
I started to scream at him, and I can't remember the details, but we ended up in a physical grappling. And
hey guys, welcome back to the show. Today we're going to talk about how many? 3 amazing cheapies for the high heat. A lot of hot weather around the world. Now it's summertime for the Northern Hemisphere and even pretty warm in the UK, which is not that common, I can tell you. So we're going to talk about 3 great, really affordable cheapies that work well in the high heat. If you enjoy that, please subscribe to the channel. Also, do not forget, if you want to buy fragrance samples in the United States and Canada and Puerto Rico, go to myfragrancesamples.com. That is my recommended place for your fragrance samples. Amazing range of designer and niche scents. There's a link in the description. You can really rely on these guys. Okay, let's get into it. So for the high heat, we want some really nice, refreshing, crisp fragrances. When it's getting a bit sweaty, you want an antidote to that. Actually, well, there are other types of fragrance, including one here that can work too. Okay, first up, underrated gem, this Eau de Givenchy. I think it's marketed towards the ladies, works amazingly well for a man or any other gender out there, okay? Eau de Givenchy 2018 release, kind of a re-release or reimagining of an older Givenchy scent, but this one composed by the great perfumer Francois Demarchine. Top notes on this one, you've got petitgrain, bergamot and lemon with orange and mandarin, mid notes of neroli, orange blossom, green notes, hedione and bitter almond. That's my favourite type of almond. Sweet almond, forget it. But base notes of white musk, vetiver and cedar. This is really lovely, charming stuff. You can get a 100ml bottle on eBay in the UK for £29.95. I did see a lot of other places have higher prices, so I hope you can still find it affordably, but I'd trust the eBay seller. This is just a great neroli-centric type of fragrance. So if you like neroli and that kind of very, very eau de cologne 4711 type thing, you're going to love this. It's a little bit leaning floral too, so some people may find it a tiny bit feminine. I don't have a problem with it. It's refreshing, it's light, it's uplifting, it smells of really high quality stuff, and so you could spend a lot more money on one of my favourites, Chanel's eau de cologne, which is hundreds of pounds. Similar kind of vibe to that and not far off at all. Maybe the same, just different, but I don't think the quality is massively worse. Really, really good stuff, and that works great if you're really hot out of the shower on a summer holiday, crisp white shirt on, dressed like this to go out for a pizza in Magaluf or whatever you want to do. Eau de Givenchy, charming, cheapy, great price. Okay, next up, oh, by the way, our website is back up. It was down for a few days we're actually going to redesign it, but it's up now in a simple form, and then we're going to jazz it up. So nortonandwilson.com, go there for Gravitas Pour-Homme, Gravitas Essentia. What's the other ones? Chypre, Fulminare and Bon Viveur. They are all amazing, particularly Bon Viveur. Don't forget that one, amazing for the summertime. That's Gravitas and Gravitas Essentia also. nortonandwilson.com. Link in the description. We ship to the USA and the UK and Canada. Okay, next up, Sculpture Homme. Very interesting, very, very interesting fragrance. 1995 release. It was Michel Almerac who composed this one. Great perfumer, still going today, I think. You can find this on eBay for under £30 in the UK. Again, prices seems to be going up all across the board, actually, with fragrances. So it used to be like 15 quid, but that's still great value for 100ml here. The note listing is interesting. Orange blossom, lemon, bergamot, and mandarin. Mid notes then of jasmine, geranium, lily of the valley, and rose. Tonka in the base. Tonka, benzoin, amber, and cedar. So a little clue there, maybe with the amber and the benzoin in the base and a lot of floral notes in the mid. This is a rather powdery, airy, dreamy kind of fresh scent. It has a lot of citruses in the beginning, but it really isn't overwhelmingly citrusy. It almost, in a weird way, reminds me a tiny bit of Versace's The Dreamer from a similar era, but minus the tobacco, but it still has that airy, kind of very fresh aura about it. It has this really dreamy kind of mid-90s summery vibe to me, and of course with the sculpture, the emblem there, the kind of Greek theme and the sailing boat type design. Cute bottle design. I really, really like this one. So if you like a sort of powdery, airy, dreamy, fresh fragrance that is kind of synthetic smelling, but in a really good and slightly nostalgic 90s optimism kind of way. Were we nostalgic in the 90s? How naive we were. Were we optimistic in the 90s? I blew that one, didn't I? Anyway, if we were, What a bunch of fools. Look how badly the world's turned out. Okay, let's move. No, that's not... Just wake up. Come on. Don't be so negative, Mr. Smelly. Okay, last but not least, I'm sorry, I keep banging on about this one. I wanted to be able to plug the new one, Pino Salistra Italian Citrus. It's not really that exciting. This one still is, though. Acqua di Pino Cologne from Pino Salistra, 2021 release. Great perfumer, Luca Maffei. Orange lemon, Calabrian bergamot, my favourite kind of bergamot. Japanese bergamot, forget it. And we also have rosemary in the top. The mid notes are ginger, iris, green notes, and sage. And in the base, we simply have cedar and musk. 125 ml, £25 in the UK. Are you mad, bruv? This is a juicy citrus melange, as Max Forti would say, a kind of fruit salad citrusy thing with a semi-sweet kind of yet very fresh citrus aura to it. Very, very nice, natural smelling, unique. Projects really well on me. Good performance on this one. The sculpture, average in performance, and Eau de Givenchy, you need to spray a lot to get good performance on that one. But this one, maybe the best performer of the bunch, and really, really nice, juicy citrus fruit salad type melange in that one. I really enjoy that. So that's my choices for you guys. I guess I'll leave it. Oh, a bit of life advice then. Okay, life advice. Okay. Am I in any position to give you that? Okay, we're talking men's style a little bit. By the way, my watch, I like my wristwatches. Watch of the day is the GMT Master from Rolex, a 1999 watch, that one. And now, my style advice to you guys is we all have our own different sense of fashion or how to dress. But it's important that you have something that is the way that you think of presenting yourself. So I dress in this way where I'll often wear a suit jacket. Certainly on the videos, I'll often have a pocket handkerchief, might be a bit pretentious just going to the pub, and maybe a white shirt or something like that. And then I'll wear dark jeans. And that's almost like a uniform for me, and I can just swap the shirt, maybe a coloured shirt sometimes, or a jacket or whatever. And that's, you can call that, what do you want to call that? A little bit dapper, gentlemanly style, okay? And that's not a bad thing. You may have a much more street style or something like that, or maybe you have a real retro style, or maybe whatever your style is, try and have it defined in your mind. Don't have tons and tons and tons of clothes, but try and have, 4 or 5 of each item, like your trousers or your jacket or whatever, that you really like and that you can swap and intermix and have, if someone had to ask you, how do you describe the way you try and dress and present yourself? Maybe if you can describe it simply in a couple of sentences, that's a good thing. And it doesn't matter whether you're thin, fat, if you think you're ugly or handsome, we can all make the best and present ourselves. And don't worry too much always about the perfume. Get that right too, and you'll be well on the way to being in a good place in terms of how you present yourself to the world. Right? And isn't that a wonderful thing? I will leave it there. Thank you so much. Please subscribe if you enjoyed the video, or even if you didn't enjoy it, please subscribe anyway. Maybe the next one will be better. It could hardly be any worse. And also, don't forget, whatever we're doing in life, let's project. And although sometimes life may stink, at least we can always smell good. Bye-bye.